the beginning of this year, we got the return of Mario 3D World, a game that came out on the Nintendo Wii U. But that's not all we got, as we got an additional side mode in the form of Bowser's Fury, which was an open world exploration game starring Mario and Bowser Jr. on a journey to fix what has happened to the corrupted Bowser, who is now taking over Lake Labcat, a brand new area amongst the Mario Kingdom. But the main problem with Bowser's Fury is it was just so good and it was incredibly short. I wanted to continue to play the game and explore new islands and find new secrets and enemies hidden amongst the lake, but it just ended way too soon for me, and I ended up replaying the game multiple times. So my big question was, will we ever see another game in this format at all? Because this was quite different from Mario Odyssey, as it had a gigantic area to explore, bigger than even the Sand Kingdom in that game. Well, today I want to talk about the likelihood of a Bowser's Fury 2 or a game very close to it coming in the future, because I'm very excited to see this format expanded on once again in the next installment of the 3D Mario. But before we get started, thank you guys so much. Our goal has been getting closer and closer. Our goal is to get more of you guys subscribed and to hit the notification bell. So make sure you do that now. Turn your notifications on, because there is a big tournament coming up this weekend that I am going to announce either tonight or tomorrow. And also make sure that you are subscribed. We went from 12.4% subscribed that watch my videos to 13.2 in 2 days. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are definitely getting this goal pushed to that 15%, and continue pushing, guys. Thank you so much. So make sure you're subscribed and have post notifications turned on for whenever I upload. Thank you so much, and let's get into the predictions of a Bowser's Fury 2. So let's start off with a why Bowser's Fury 2. Why not just make another type of Mario game? Well, Bowser's Fury was incredibly different from anything we've seen from Nintendo before. Instead of giving Mario different levels or worlds to traverse via a world map or some type of hub, this time everything is interconnected, and if you want to go somewhere, you literally just walk there. This is very similar to kind of Breath of the Wild if you think about it. There's no hub world or different way to get to different areas or one way to get to a specific area. You can just walk there from any point of the map, and that's the same thing with Lake Labcat. Lake Labcat is a giant lake with multiple different islands acting as the different worlds / levels that Mario can visit at any leisure. Well, of course, once he unlocks them. But you don't have to collect the cat shines in any particular order. You can go along any island and find as many cat shines doing as many different missions as you want. And depending on how you play the game, no two people will probably play it the same towards the middle / end of your adventure. So Bowser's Fury was only a side game mode to kind of explore with this idea. And the main meat of the game is Mario 3D World. This is what something you'll play afterwards as a small taste of what maybe Nintendo's working on for a future title. But imagine a full-fledged $60 Mario adventure in this format. Imagine this map, but just greatly expanded to be the size of something like Breath of the Wild. But this then begs the question, how will Mario get around? So I want to talk about traversal. Well, in Breath of the Wild, Link obviously has his glider, horses, even a Master Cycle Zero eventually, but also multiple different ways to get around, but the glider is his main way. In Bowser's Fury, Mario uses Plessie to get around because the whole entire area is water. It's a giant lake called Lake Labcat, which makes sense for traversal reasons, and Plessie moves pretty fast in order to get Mario from island to island. But imagine a new version of this game where there's not even any water, it's just a giant open grassy area, and maybe Mario can use different things to get around, maybe like his own Mario Kart to get around, or maybe Yoshi runs really fast through the grassy areas. I'm not saying that the lakes and everything would go away and Plessie wouldn't be playable, but maybe just not as a giant lake as the only part of the adventure, but rather more big areas with grassy openings, hills, mountains, or even volcano areas. Now let's talk about the main part of Bowser's Fury being Fury Bowser that awakens after every so often. So what would be really cool is to have maybe different types of events like this all over the map. Maybe not just a giant Fury Bowser in the middle of the map, but instead different type of enemies or bosses that awaken at certain times that you can only fight them in these times with specific items. That would be really cool and keep the map alive. It'll feel like mini live events, and I hate to bring it up because I know people hate this game, but Fortnite is a grand example. There's a whole bunch of live events that normally happen where people can gather around and see things, and Bowser's Fury is kind of like a giant live event where Bowser awakens every so often, allowing you to fight him. What if they had this all over the map with different events that took place? Could you imagine in Breath of the Wild if at a certain time the volcano erupted, or maybe at a certain time, you know how the dragons fly around the map? Maybe a certain specific dragon comes out of the mountain at a specific time for you to fight him? Something like that would be really cool and make the map alive. So what if that happened in Bowser's Fury? Or what if Fury Bowser was just 10 times bigger so that you can see him all over this gigantic Hyrule-sized map, and he's just even bigger in the second game, and you're gonna need something even more powerful to take him down this time around. Or, I hate to even bring this up, but what if he gets even bigger and ends up swallowing everything around him, even Mario, and then you got another Bowser's Inside Story game, but this time in the mainline Mario series, where you explore the inside of Bowser's stomach, and maybe the acid is like the giant lake lab cat, and all the little islands around him are different things that Bowser has eaten, and different parts of his body that you have to take down in order to get back out. Maybe that's a whole part of the game, and a whole part, like a giant world within Bowser's stomach. That would be really cool. I think Mario's also about simplicity, and yes, Mario Odyssey is very simple. I mean, sometimes a little too simple, however. Some moons are really easy to get, and you really can just run into them without even looking for them. Where the cat shines in Bowser's Fury feel like you're more rewarded for what you've done to reach those cat shines. Every single cat shine, you have to do some type of quick puzzle or some type of obstacle course in order to reach them. Instead of just randomly finding them here or there, or just randomly throwing them anywhere, they're actually all very, not difficult to get, but they take some type of work to achieve. And I think that is the perfect blend of easy, yet sometimes can be difficult in order to collect a certain collectible. It's not just like ground pounding on one spot or just flipping over a flower and here's a moon. This time you may have to take a key from one side of the island all the way to the other without dropping it, or you might have to defeat a certain amount of enemies in a row, or complete some type of small obstacle course that has popped up. Different things like this happen throughout the game, and I would love to see this in a giant landscape. Maybe Mario has to take the key from one side of the entire map to the complete other side without dropping it, which could be very difficult. But you could have an easy one right at the same time, where maybe you just have to go up a couple blocks in order to reach a cat shine. This way you cater to both players. If you want to get every cat shine, some of them are going to be extremely difficult. But if you just want to complete the game, you can definitely do so because there are a ton of easy ones to collect as well. Now ultimately, I think a Bowser's Fury 2 would be great, but I think Odyssey 2 definitely needs to be what happens. But I think it needs to take a lot of inspiration from what Bowser's Fury did. More open levels, more difficult to reach objectives, and of course, having better mobility, because I think Bowser's Fury's only problem was the mobility. Mario didn't have that same fluid abilities that he had in Mario Odyssey, and he felt a little bit more stiff because the engine was running from Mario 3D World, so it wasn't really a Mario Odyssey Mario we were playing with, which makes sense. But to me, it feels like Bowser's Fury was a test. It was a test to see what they could do next with Mario and how an open area could work really well for the Mario franchise and the 3D Mario games. This is going to be a lot of fun to see in the future because we're going to get to see exactly how this game translated to the next big Mario installment. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think the next big 3D Mario game could be, and do you think Bowser's Fury 2 could be a thing? Whether it's called Bowser's Fury 2 or it just takes lots of inspiration from this game, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's video. It helps out so much, and it helps us reach our goal. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.